Welcome back, friends. This is part 4 and the final part. I know, it's so sad. So sad. Part 4 to the VinylGecko X Resin Rockers ROCKABOX. This is the cute little baddie. We're going to do the cute little baddie. Isn't it so cute? So, of course, you guys know I'm taking my resin tape, applying that to the back of my blank. This is heat proof, so it's going to provide a nice flat back. It's going to prevent spillage, all that good junk. Love resin tape. Again, you guys will have a silicone mat in yours that does the exact same thing. It's just not sticky. It doesn't have an adhesive to it like the resin tape does. What you guys see me doing here is taking some green glow powder and some silver sparkly ultrafine glitter and mixing that into my UV resin. Mixing, getting that really, really good mix. We're going to use this for the eyeballs. So the baddie's eyeballs are going to glow really pretty. I'm pretty excited about that. Liz did that on a tutorial on live when we launched the boxes, and it was super cute, and I loved it. So I'm doing the same thing. You guys thought I was going to forget to take the backing off again. You forgot. You got it wrong. I got the backing off this time before I put any resin in the piece. Again, I'm using my little plastic razor blade to get that backing off. And then we're just going to take our silicone stick and we're going to scoop up some resin and we're going to put that in the little eye holes. I'm going to use the pokey end, and I'm going to make sure I get that UV resin down in all the edges and make sure there's not any trapped air or bubbles. And then if I have any messes, I'm going to use the flat end of my stick to kind of clean those up. Guys, if you don't have these silicone tools, you need to get them. They're game changers for this process. I love them. I use them all the time. I needed to take a drink of coffee, obviously. This is the 4th one. I'm getting tired of talking. So I'm just taking the flat end of that silicone tool and I'm cleaning up the edges, making sure they're nice and clean. And then we're going to run our torch over this to make sure to pop any surface bubbles. And then we're going to cure this bad boy. Apparently I needed more UV resin though. Got it. All right. Using a baby wipe to clean off my silicone stick. Going to cure the remainder of that UV resin in the cup. And then apparently I didn't want to show you guys mixing what I mixed, but I took that glitter mix, Howling at the Moon, and I used that with that green fine glitter again because I loved it when we used it for the leaf, and so I did it again for the wings, for the bat. So we're just going to take this glitter and UV resin and we're going to put it in the wings for the bat, and that's what color our wings are going to be. I'm trying to not repeat myself in these tutorials, but it's getting really, really hard to not do that. So I'm just going to keep adding that UV resin and glitter mixture until I have what I need in there. And then we're going to run the torch over this, and then we're going to cure this again. Remember, when you're doing these cutouts, you need to cure the front and the back. 60 seconds on the front, 60 seconds on the back should do you pretty good, but use your best judgment here. And then we're going to come back, and on this blank, there are some very, very small cutout details. If you would like to mix up additional glitter and UV resin or what have you, and fill in those really, really tiny holes, please do that. I encourage you to. You do you. I did not choose to do that. I chose to just take some clear resin and fill those in. And then what we're going to do is later we're going to use acrylic paint markers and we're going to kind of draw those pieces back on. I wanted to give you guys like some ideas on what else you could do with these acrylic blanks instead of just filling in the cutouts with colored glitter and mica and clays and all that stuff. I wanted to give you guys some other options. And so acrylic paint markers are a great option. So what you see me doing here is just filling in those areas with clear UV resin. I am using the excess resin that's on my bottle. You'll see me get frustrated and just pour it on my mat and use that. Because I wasn't getting enough off the bottle and I was trying to not have to pour any in the cup. So I just poured it on my mat. I don't I went crazy, I guess. So that's what I'm doing here, is just filling in the ears, that little swoosh at the top, and then the cute little mouth, getting those nice and filled in. Again, and then we'll cure that for 60 seconds on the front, 60 seconds on the back, with our UV lamp, and then we will move right along. Listen, guys, apparently I do not have the footage of me glittering the black part on the front side. So all you see me doing here is doming this with clear UV resin. I believe I do still have the footage of me doing it on the back side, so we'll get to see that and do that together. But I'm just putting a dome layer on top of this, which is just a clear layer. And I like to use my finger for this part because it's a really, really thin layer, and it gives me more control than the silicone stir stick. For me, that's my process. If you like using the silicone stick, please feel free to do that. Whatever makes you comfortable. Hitting that with the heat, and then I'm going to cure that under the lamp. Okay. Again, just using my finger to make sure I get all the way to the edge, all the nooks and crannies, and that we're good to go there, and then I'm going to cure it. And then that's what it looks like. So you can see that, like, I filled those cutouts in, and so you can kind of still see where they're at, and that's going to help us later on whenever we use the acrylic paint markers. Another super good tip for you guys, too, is, like, whenever you get silicone, when you get resin cured to your mat, using that plastic scraper can help you scrape that dried UV resin right off your mat. I use that trick all the time. A little bit of rubbing alcohol, spray it on there, use that scraper, scrape it right off. So we peeled the back part of that off, and now you're going to see me go in with that black glitter mixture. I use black glitter and like an iridescent silver glitter, and that's what we're doing on this. So again, we're using that paint method where we kind of scoop up a little bit with our silicone star stick, and then we just paint it right onto that acrylic blank. So I'm going along the perimeter, the edges first. And then there's that one little skinny strip down the wing. I'll get that as well. Right there. There we go. There we're going. It doesn't really matter if you choose to do that part or not. You could leave it blank if you wanted to. It's totally up to you and what you want to do. So I'm doing the other wing now, and then we will go through and we will do like the middle or the face part. And this is actually really, really quick. This didn't take me very long at all. You just want to kind of go slow, be careful. And I like to take, like, the black has some chunkier pieces in it. So sometimes I'll take my silicone stir stick and I will kind of move that glitter where I want it so that it, like, doesn't, so it goes exactly where I want it and it doesn't end up in a spot that I don't want it at. Alternatively, if you wanted this to be more opaque and you weren't going for like that Suncatcher see-through look, just put more glitter in there. Just put more glitter in your UV resin and that'll make it more opaque and not as see-through. And that's totally up to you. You do whatever you want. This is your acrylic blank piece. So yeah, we're just continuing to kind of paint this on here. And then we will hit this with the torch like we have been. Pop any surface bubbles. And then we will get that cured. Maybe. We might get it cured. And don't forget to cure your cup. And then just peel that glitter and that UV resin right out. It's the easiest way to clean them. All right, so here we go with the acrylic paint marker. So what I'm doing is I have a pink one and a gray one. So I'm just painting those little ears right back on with this acrylic paint marker. And then we're going to do something super fun once we get the smile and the little swoosh painted back on. But this is a super good way to add details. Like if you don't want to mess around and try to work with UV resin in really, really small confined spaces, this is a super great way to be able to achieve those details and not have to worry about it. So I'm just taking this paint marker and I'm tracing over where those cutouts were. You can kind of see through the blank to see where they were. And that's basically what I'm doing. And then what we'll do is we will dome over top this with a clear layer, and that will protect that acrylic paint and make sure that it doesn't move and doesn't scratch off. And then we're going to go in and we're going to do something super, super cool here. So I had a mystery UV drip color, mystery quick drip color. And my mystery quick drip color just so happened to be purple. And so we're going to put little drippy doos on the wings, on this little bat guy. And it's going to make him super, super cute. So first we're doing that dome layer that we talked about to protect that acrylic paint, and make sure that that's sealed in and so that that won't go anywhere. And so, I'm using my finger, That's my preferred method. You use whatever method you want to use. This is just my preferred method. I'm going to hit that with the heat. I'm going to cure that under the lamp for about 60 seconds. And then we're going to go in and we're going to, after we do the acrylic paint on the other side, we're going to do our little quick drip. It's going to be super, super fun. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed these. I was really nervous about doing this. This is my first ever collab. And so this was super, super nerve-wracking for me. But I'll tell you what, Mandy, Liz, and Tori at Resin Rockers, they were a blast to work with. Super sweet ladies, super awesome. I had a whole lot of fun doing this. Yeah, so let's do the quick drip. This is cool. This is my first time working with quick drip. I learned some lessons here. Quick drip is more like something that you can kind of, for lack of better terms, paint with. So I tried to do what I did with the puffy paint. I tried to squeeze it on here and then kind of bang the acrylic blank on the table and get it to move. That's not how quick drip works. You can kind of like draw your drips on, and I didn't do that. So my drips aren't the best, if I'm honest with you. But they are drips, right? It's super cute. I love the contrast of the purple with the orange. It's super cute. I love it. I did it on both sides. I don't believe I showed that in the video, but I did do it on both sides. But my recommendation when working with this quick drip is like, use the applicator to kind of paint the drips on, and that'll probably be so much easier for you guys. You can see I kind of use my silicone stick to kind of move the quick drip around and make it look more drippy. But lesson learned there. This was my first time using quick drip, so I'm going to get some more of this and use it because I think it's super cool. Super, super cool. But now we're just doing our dome layer. As always, we want to protect everything, get everything nice and sealed in. This acrylic blank specifically has a lot of UV resin on it. So this one's really, really thick and durable. Really thick and durable. Hitting that with some heat. And then we're going to cure that with our UV light. And then I'll give you guys a grand reveal. And that'll be it. This is our fourth and final tutorial. I hope you guys have loved them.